anti-slob. So today we have a reaction video that we're going to do. And the title of this video, first of all, is from Jubilee. Jubilee, they got some pretty dope content over there, man. You get some time, check those people out, man. They got some real dope content. This is the second reaction video that I'm doing. I did one in the past. You guys can check that on the channel. But this one is titled, Can Fat and Fit Influencers Find Common Ground? And I thought that this conversation was, very informative. So I was like, man, we got to react to this because, as you know, this channel promotes healthy living and healthy lifestyles. The name of the channel, Anti-Slob, stands for anti-sloppy, lazy, obese, bad behavior. So this is great. I love this type of content. I love reacting to this type of content because I like to see, the mindset and the thinking, of the fat, the body positivity people versus, the people on my side, that's promoting a healthy lifestyle, healthy living. So interesting conversation. So, enough of me talking. We're going to get right into this video and we're going to react to it. Let's go.
Fat influencer, I'm thinking like an unhealthy standard being set. I just can't get behind being
Fair use, fair use.
complacent.
Well, I want to say that it doesn't mean complacency.
Okay, so the first white guy, he was just basically, you heard what he said about fatness, being a slob. And immediately I see the black guy, it's like, kind of advocating. Now, obviously, he must be advocating for the fat people because he's saying that it's not complacency. And I disagree. If you're fat, you're overweight, you're obese, you're a slob, I mean, that is complacency, right? You are, kind of wallowing in your slobness, you're just being fat, being obese. That's definitely complacent.
My name's Timothea, and fitness has been a huge part of my life, and I love to share what I know about it. Overall, it's just a way of life.
My name is Tyler. I'm a fat influencer, and on my platform.
And what is that, man? What is that? What is a fat influencer? Like, how do you even go through life saying that you're influencing people to be fat? What is that all about? That sounds like a contrarian to the anti-slob movement. So off the back, I got a problem with this guy talking about he's a fat influencer. Like, dude, what are you talking about?
I like to spread body positivity, mental health awareness, and fashion, looking good while fat.
So when I think of the...
Yeah, see, I think that's BS, man, because if you're fat, you don't look good. If you're fat, clothes don't even really fit you well. What I've noticed is I've been on my weight loss journey that, the more weight you lose, you ain't got to go out there and spend all that money, on that expensive clothes and expensive designer, because if you have an aesthetic looking body, you can go to Walmart and get fly. The simplest things look good on you because, when the interior is looking good, right? You have a good body. So anything you put on that good body is going to look good. Shirts are going to fit you better. Pants are going to fit you better. I got 34s on right now on my waist, right? You got that baggy, saggy, sloppy look. We're against that over here. We anti-sloppy, anti-lazy, anti-obese, anti-bad behavior. And it seems like the people that are fat influencers, they're pro-sloppy, pro-lazy, pro-obese, pro-bad behavior. So off the bat, you already know I got a problem with that. As they say, in the dough.
The word fat influencers, I think of influencers who are either promoting others to be fat in the same sense that fitness influencers promote fitness.
I don't like people that obsess over being fat, just like I don't like people that obsess over fitness. I'm in my own fitness journey and a lot of people like it because...
Okay, I can get with him. So, yeah, he's obviously a slob, but, he's doing something about it. He's already lost, it says here, 45 pounds. So, he seems like he gets it. He's a slob. He's identified that he's a slob, but he doesn't want to be a slob anymore. You know, he wants to be an anti-slob. So look, sit there. He works out 46 days a week. So you know, that's what's up, man. That's dope. I like to see people you know, take control over their lives and over their fitness and start controlling what they put into their mouths. Start controlling the physical activity that they do in their life. So I can rock with I don't know his name on here, but whoever this guy is, he's talking correctly.
I'm not the stereotypical dude.
The misconception that the opposite side has of me is that I have some agenda to keep people fat, to promote obesity, to tell anybody anything about.
Whoa, man! I wasn't expecting that. It's a big woman, man, big lady right there, and I would surmise that she is single. Yeah, I would surmise that she is single, but that's a whole nother story. Let's go.
About their size.
Step forward if you agree. I promote healthy standards as an influencer.
I think we need to discuss what healthy means first, because healthy means many different things.
Yeah, see, that's funny that everybody stepped up. I mean, I know the fit influencers are supposed to step up, but the fat influencers stepped up to say, I promote healthy standards. You guys are just cap. I mean, I want to hear what they got to say, because we can look at you and say that you're not practicing a healthy lifestyle, but you have the gall to step up and say you promote healthy standards. What is this all about?
Things. So, like, what does health mean to you guys?
For me, I don't focus on diet and weight loss as a tool for health and how I communicate that. I focus on movement and finding movement that works for you, that feels.
Okay. You have to focus on diet if you're talking about healthy living. You can't eat whatever you want and profess to be a healthy person. It doesn't work like that. You have to do the physical activity, but more importantly, you got to eat the right foods. You have to eat the right foods. There's no way around that.
Feels good and it's sustainable in your body, because ultimately, I think everybody would agree, movement is healthy, exercise is healthy. In the fitness world, and I myself am a yoga instructor, so I kind of straddle both sides.
You're a yoga instructor. Now, I do yoga. I do red hot yoga. Love it. I have never seen any of the yoga instructors where I go that are obese at all. They all are in great physical shape. Because if you know anything about yoga, you have to do different type of contortions and movements. And there's no way possible that she's going to be able to get into those positions at her weight and do those movements. Like, no. Because the yoga instructor has to be at an advanced level in order to teach the students. And if I went into a yoga class and she was the instructor, I wouldn't take it serious.
I think there's an overemphasis on physicality and diet and exercise.
Personally, you know, I'm a fat guy, and I've been tired of being a fat guy.
There you go.
And I've actually been told that my approach to it is a little bit extreme. So, you know, I'll do like 24-hour fasts. I'll do intermittent.
A 24-hour fast, that's cool. But step it up, man. You know, try 48, 72-hour fast. I do 72-hour fast once a week. And I've been losing weight consistently doing that. Yeah, man. He's doing good, but I like that. Yeah. Let's hear what he got to say.
Intermediate fasting, liquid diets, things like that. Some people say it's an unhealthy habit. They say, like,
Hey, you got to stop worrying about what other people say, man. Because I'm pretty sure the people that are telling you that it's unhealthy, they're probably slobs. So we got to stop giving slobs a voice and stop even worrying about what they're saying. People that are mediocre, below average, slobs, fat, don't worry about what they got to say about what you're doing, man. If you're taking the initiative to change your life, to get up under some discipline and live in an anti-slob life, don't worry about what those people that don't give a damn and just, you know, go through life just wallowing their life away, pissing their life away. Don't worry about what they're saying, man. You know, a lot of people try to tell me what I should be doing, what I shouldn't be doing, but then when I look at them, I just laugh. You know, it's just, you know, you guys are comedic and telling good jokes, telling me what I need to be doing.
I got an eating disorder, but at the same time, I am seeing results. I do feel like I can run faster, jump higher.
I don't like the feel part. You I mean, that's cool, but can you run faster? That's good that you can feel that way, but are you actually running faster and jumping higher? You should be tracking that and measuring that. What he's saying is cool, but y'all know how I am about that feel word. That could be the beginning, but that shouldn't be the ending. You feel that way, but do you run faster? Do you jump higher? Do you walk longer?
Walk longer. I kind of feel like when I hear the term fat
Yeah.
influencer, I'm thinking like an unhealthy standard being set. I just
Right.
can't get behind being complacent.
Well,
Right.
I want to say that it doesn't mean complacency, right? So a little bit
No, wrong. It does mean that. So I want to hear what he has to say because that's exactly what it means.
about me is that I was a 3-sport athlete almost my entire life, went to college and played a sport. And then I decided, I've always been, a big person, and I was able to manipulate my weight because I also wrestled. So I would bulk up for football season, lose for wrestling, and rinse and repeat. Because of that, though, now my approach is really just about making sure that you take care of your total self. So your mind and your body, and also just making sure that you check in with medical professionals. I work in healthcare, and so I don't tend to take advice from people who are not medical professionals.
And I would
He didn't say anything. That was all a bunch of good words, Salad. He didn't say anything tangible. He didn't say anything of any type of relevancy, anything with substance into it. He just was, that was just a bunch of generalization, and I cannot believe that he talks to a doctor and his doctor is not telling him that he is unhealthy. I don't believe that. I don't believe for 1 second that a medical professional is telling this man who is visibly out of shape and unhealthy, "Oh, you're fine, man. Oh, you're good at that weight." I don't buy that. What I'm noticing from a lot of these fat influencers is that they have a deep-seated level of delusion. And it's funny that he says that he focuses on mind, mental health, but you seem like you're a little mental unhealthy. If you think that you are healthy, sir, that doesn't make any sense.
just like to speak up. We're all different. Yeah, there are fat influencers out there that have unhealthy lifestyles that share it, but that's their lifestyle. There are fat influencers that are motivational, that are trying.
Motivating people to do what? How are you a fat influencer and you're motivating people to do anything? See, in all reality, man, you have to possess it before you start professing it. What does that mean? You have to be what you're trying to tell other people what to be, right? I can't get up here and be saying, "Oh, anti-slob," and I don't get up and I don't make my bed every day, right? I can't be talking about anti-slob and I'm obese, right? I have to do what is vital to the title of an anti-slob individual if I'm going to get on a platform and I'm going to start speaking in the vernacular of anti-slob, anti-obese, right? So I got a big problem with people that like to talk about stuff, but they're not walking the walk. If you walk the walk, then you can talk the talk. You don't get to talk the talk before you've walked the walk. And that's a big problem in society today because a lot of y'all talk a good game, but you're not doing anything. You talk real well, but you do nothing.
To lose weight. There are fat influencers out there that just are existing in this world and trying to make it accommodating to themselves and people that look like them. So there are so many fat people in this world, and to label them all a certain way or to put them in a category where they have to perform to make you feel comfortable is disingenuous. It's not good.
What? Hey, look, man. Let me talk to the men. Okay, guys. You have to perform. Don't listen to what this lady is saying. As a man, you have to perform. Don't let no woman send you off, have you going down that rabbit hole. You have to perform. You are judged off what you produce as a man. See, you don't get that luxury of living your life like that. She is in her own world, and quite frankly, it's a different set of rules for men and women. But we got strict accountability over here for guys. What you women decide to do, man, I'm not advocating for y'all. I'm not counseling y'all. I'm not a woman, I'm a man. Men, you have to produce. You have to produce, you have to produce, you have to produce.
Well, that's what kind of
You have to perform.
Upset me. That's why I started my journey at the end of the day, was because, you know, I was depressed. I lost my job in the midst of COVID, and I'm unhappy with who I am.
Right.
And then I see someone on social media that's like, it's okay to be who you are.
No, it's not.
And I was like, you're telling me that the way I feel is okay.
Right.
But at the end of the day, I hate how I feel.
Right.
So it was kind of about a protest.
Yeah, I like that, man. He breaking it down, because you fat influencers are trying to tell people that they should feel good about being fat. They should feel good about what they don't feel good about. You're trying to control people's feelings, but I thought that we were all free to feel how we want to feel. I thought that's what it was all about. You know what I'm saying? You guys are this pro-feeling society. So when the feelings don't align up with how you feel, now you want to shame somebody into how they feel. That's why I say all that feeling stuff is all a bunch of BS, man. All of it is a bunch of BS, because really what it is the people who are mediocre, the people who are fat, they want you to feel how they feel. They feel that being fat is cool, it's okay, and they think that everybody should have the same feelings about it. But what's real? What's real? Let's talk about what's real. What's real is being fat and being unhealthy. It's just what it is. It's unhealthy. It's something that is going to take years away from your life. You're gonna cut your life short by being like that, by living like that, by embracing that slob. Embrace the slob. Come on over here to the anti-slob world, man. We're doing great things over here.
That I started this journey, and I'm damn glad I did. At the end of the day, you're doing a disservice to the people around you that care about you, whether it be close, relatives, society, etc. And to see someone use a platform like that as a fellow fat kid my entire life, it just pissed me off.
I hear what you're saying, and it's valid. I've been fat my entire life. I was a fat kid, fat teenager, fat adult.
You're still fat. You're embracing that fat shit. You are living in your truth, girl. Talk.
Oh, just fat.
Right.
And that is not my story. And I see that.
That is your story. You are still fat. You have not changed the story. The storyline is the same. Straight line, fat, fat, fat. You haven't changed it. What are you talking about? See, these people live in their delusions so deep that they want to paint the picture of what's going on, but that's contrary to what we see. What we see is what it is.
Played out over and over and over again in the world, in art, in TV, in movies, like the sad fat trope, nobody's gonna want you, and that plays into the way we treat fat people, but that is not everybody's story. So I hear that you were sad, you were unhealthy.
I don't see a wedding ring, ma'am. I mean, you didn't mean nobody wants you. Does somebody want you? Are you being wanted? Are you, come on, man, like, whew.
You were uncomfortable, you were isolated, like we can all relate to that, but that is not the story of every fat person.
See, you gotta stop doing that everything. Of course, nothing is absolute, and everybody is not gonna fit into your narrative. See, people that do that, you're being disingenuous, because we already know that. You can't, because to me, that's like a conversation stipend. If you say, oh, it's not all, well, everybody does it. Of course we know that. There's always gonna be exceptions to the rule. It's never all, nothing is absolute, ever. We don't even gotta keep saying that. We gotta keep saying that. Do we gotta keep doing that? Yeah.
I am on a journey to like myself in my skin, and that is something I believe is obtainable through hard work and dedication. I mean, nothing else worked. You know, loving yourself, quote unquote, made me eat KFC 3 times a day.
Ooh. He said, loving myself made me go to KFC not once, not twice, but 3 times out the day. Woo!
And gain a lot of weight and turn sedentary. Hating myself encouraged me to be different and encouraged me to change my life. And as a result, I've influenced thousands.
Hey, y'all, that was very important what he said, man. See, that hate inspired him to do action to change himself. He used that hate in a positive way. Hate can be good. Hate can be used for positivity. Let me give y'all a little bit of game, something that I've been doing lately, man, that I learned from a very successful person. Hate is powerful. What I've done is my notes, and I learned this from somebody, you know, I can't take the credit for it, but in my notes, I wrote down a list of all of my haters through my whole life. And I periodically look at that list. And when I tell you, when you just look at the names on that list of your haters, it's going to motivate you and drive you to go hard, to push past through plateaus. You know, if I'm having a bad day or if I'm in the gym and I'm getting tired, I pull out that list of those haters and I look at it and it makes me get more reps. And I just get enraged and I turn up and use it for power. Well, I can identify with what this young man is saying. He is on point. Listen.
Thousands of kids younger than me's lives.
Fat shaming is worse than skinny shaming.
Of course, the people who identify with being fat is going to walk up. That is just, wow. How ironic.
When you thin shame somebody, it is based off of aesthetic. Like, oh, you're so skinny. I wish I could be like that. I wish I could eat whatever I want and stay skinny. There are these assumptions we have about people in fat bodies that we don't place on thin people, even if they're thin beyond health. And
How many people do we actually walk around and see that are thin beyond health? You know, like again, she's making up the extremities to try to make a point. How many people do you go out into the real world and see that are thin beyond health? I don't see that. I don't see people that are walking around that are just so skinny that they look unhealthy. I see more people that are so fat that they look unhealthy. That's what I see.
And it really makes it so that fat people are overlooked, and it creates an environment where it's okay to perpetuate.
How can you overlook a fat person? You're taking up so much space. What are you talking about? You're not overlooking y'all. Y'all are everywhere. You're taking up a lot of the view. What?
Hate and even violence, you know?
Okay, there she go again. What are you talking about? Violence. Who is whooping a fat person's ass for being fat? People don't mess with fat people violently. Y'all scared. Y'all gonna sit on somebody. What the fuck are you talking about? People are just whooping fat people's asses in the street. Again, man, just in her mind, just making up shit. I've never even seen that, man. Where do you see that at?
Being thin won't limit you from being able to shop where you want to shop. You can walk into a clothing store, get clothes right off the rack.
Okay.
Sometimes even have excess. You could go up
Right.
or down the rack.
Okay.
In my experience, those are not my options. I shop online because I wear a size 15 shoe, because I'm 6'2", and I have a very broad body.
The skinny shaming.
What was the point? What was the purpose of even saying that? I don't understand what he's talking about. If you're skinny, you can go shop and they have stuff. Right. That's a normal weight, sir. What are you talking about? Like, well, the points that they try to make and the talking points that these fat people have, they don't make any sense to me, man. I'm confused. I don't know what's going on. I mean, it just sounds like a bunch of babbling, man.
You know, there is that backhanded compliment. You know, you see that all the time. But when it comes to the fat shaming, you just see more negative out of it. And I just, you know, it's horrible to see.
But being fat is still taboo, believe it or not.
Yeah.
My partner and I'm a gay man dating another fat black gay man, and we have gone viral on the internet a couple times. And you know what?
And I'm sure you love that. So you love the attention. We're going viral on the internet sometime. Come on, man. So you're upset, you're sad because you're going viral. Oh, you're going viral, man. Come on, man. Like, I'm not buying any of this, man. You like that you're going viral. You know what the hell you're doing, man.
Some of the comments were, never seen two fat people together. I get pats on the back for posting a picture at the beach with no shirt on. Why am I being patted on the back for that?
Right.
You're being patted on the back because people are like, damn, you got a lot of balls to be looking the way you look and you tied your shirt off at the beach. Come on, man. Why do people act like they don't know what's going on, man? You know what's going on, man. Knock it off, man. Damn. All of this cat, man. So what's up with all this cat?
Can the disagreeer step forward?
Got me rolling up my sleeves, man. Fair use.
Well, when I hear fat shaming, skinny shaming, all that stuff, I just think back to like middle school, high school, you know, picking on kids. It's bullying. I believe everyone goes through body dysmorphia. One of my homegirls is a model, and she's always complaining how she doesn't like the way she looks, even though like 99% of all women would probably prefer they looked like her. She hates the way she looks, and she's like, I wish my boobs were bigger, I wish my butt was bigger. I believe, you know, that's the media, that's the entertainment industry, is they have a standard of what at the end of the day is desired, I guess, but not everyone's built like Marilyn Monroe.
You said 99% of women would probably want to look like her. That's to me, some of the language that is the problem, is that I'm assuming that she's probably of a thinner body,
Fair.
right? Because she's a model, but a lot of women don't.
See, like, hey, man. Hey, man. See that right there? Man, I'm not getting down with that. With the black guys talking about, man. I believe that most women don't want to be fat, especially a woman that is, wants to get chosen by a man. Any woman that's in the dating market that likes men, you have a brain. You don't aspire to be fat. Because men are visual. We don't like fat women. Now I understand that, some women are just fat and, they're just slobs and, they've gotten that way from their choices. But if you ask them, do you prefer, do you aspire, do you endeavor to be fat? I guarantee you they're going to say no. But what he's saying is that, well, I mean, you got some women that just they aspire to be fat. Cap.
It's okay. Your body you are the standard. You are the model. You are
Yeah.
the beauty. Like the fact that we think like that already is still what the problem is.
He's trying to change the narrative. He's trying to condition people to want to be unhealthy and be fat. You're not going to do it. It's not going to happen because you got people like me that are fighting this. Anti-slob. I'm here and I'm going to use my voice. I'm going to use my platform to fight you fat people every day. I am not trying to hear it at all. Let's get healthy. Let's live as long as possible. Let's increase the probability of our lifespan by making the right choices to get healthy, anti-obese.
And it's still why, to me, fat shaming is worse than the skinny shaming. Because, even our language, I know people just desire this really thin body.
They do.
It's like that's the language in the language.
They do.
When I get
Dude.
negative comments about my relationship with my partner, I kind of like to troll back. For example, if I tweet a picture.
Okay, what does this have to do with fat shaming, fat influencers? Because now you're getting too personal, man. Like, you talking about your partner, and you try to skip through this because, this is not what this is supposed to be about.
Or dancing.
This isn't what this
Double
is
down
about.
into it and let them know, honey,
Right,
hey, the girls are not going anywhere.
right. This is not what this video is about, man.
Aimed for my body. I was always moving. I was always, that I stayed fit.
I don't got nothing against, that community, man. My neighbors are, that lifestyle, but I'm just saying, this isn't what the video is about, man. You kind of went on a tangent there, so let y'all know, man. This is not what's going on.
My whole life. To be a fitness influencer, you have to have that image, that skinny, fit, toned look. That's really not the case. If you have the knowledge, if you have the passion to want to help people with their fitness journey, it doesn't matter. I highly believe that.
I feel pressure to look a certain way for my followers.
I definitely do. Like the people that follow me, this anti-slob journey, I got pressure, man, to get my body fat percentage down to single digits. I got pressure to get this last 20, 30, 40 pounds up off of me. Yeah, it's pressure, social pressure. You know what I'm saying? I want to be the best version of myself so I can inspire y'all. Because I know what type of times that we live in. See, I'm not delusional. I'm not dumb. I know for a fact that for me to be getting on my platform and be talking this how I talk, I got to look the part. I gotta walk the walk. I know that. I embrace that. I take on the challenge, acceptingly take it on, willingly take it on. And I'm trying to influence and change the minds of all the slobs, set aside the slobbish ways, become an anti-slob individual, and live your life, live your best life. That's it.
Yeah, I started. I'm a fat kid losing weight, man. You know,
Keep
I
going,
got an
man.
expectation to uphold.
Keep going, brother.
You know, I get people all the time, haters, that are like, oh, he's gonna quit, crash diet, blah blah blah. But then
Keep going.
there's kids that tell me, you got me out of bed today.
There you
You're the
go.
best person on the internet. Like, I love you. If I can
I love
motivate
it. I love to
someone,
hear
one
it.
person a day, to do something to better themselves, I'm gonna do everything in my power to keep myself going, and that means not quitting, and that
That's what's
means
up.
looking a certain way, always developing, always growing.
That's what's
and because if I quit, I'm letting down thousands of people.
There you go. I like that, man. Keep going, brother. Keep it going. Keep the fight going. Oh, shit.
I used to feel a lot of pressure, but I think with practice, you get over those pressures, you learn how to deal with it and understand that the pressure is really from yourself. It's internalized. Like, you're thinking about what others think of you.
Right. That's
when
facts.
in reality, they could care less. They don't even see the little things.
Making a good point right there, man. You're making a good point. I agree with that, man. It's all internal. A lot of people that do that trolling and all that talking, man, they don't really care, man. You know what I'm saying? But it's really about you. You have to have that spirit of not giving a, what other people think. You really gotta embrace that. I have embraced it, and it really frees you up, frees up your mind. You just go through life and be confident in yourself, and as you're doing the right thing. But don't worry about what other people are thinking, man. Just do your thing. Do you?
That's exactly it. I think we should stop worrying about what other people think.
That is so
That's-
hard. I mean, like, I
It-
can say that every day, and
It is.
I still think about what people think.
It is. We all do. We all do. But that's something that is a good challenge for all of us.
Facts.
That's something that we need to really just try. And once we get on that road, it's not easy. We're going to have days where we're just going to be like, oh, he thinks, I think. But
Right.
if we can get past that, even just a little bit, it's just going to make our lives even easier.
I agree.
Just
I agree with that 100%, man. It makes life so much easier when you stop thinking about what other people think about you, man. It frees you up. That's like the best feeling in the world when you really, truly embrace that, man. And it's like, it's not going to be 100%. It's not going to be in all totality. But, just putting in that effort and telling yourself, like, man, fuck what they think, man. Just do you, bro. Don't worry about what other people think. That's great, sound advice. I agree 100%.
stop worrying about other people. Worry about yourself. Yeah.
I also just feel like, like everybody else, this is my account and you are a guest here. I have had to learn to not be that way. So, and for Nick, I understand that, your social media and your journey is very different. Like, I could clearly see how people or your following would have those expectations for you to continue to lose the weight. It's like, okay, well, we joined this guy so that we could join his journey on his weight loss. So we only want to see him doing the weight loss. Like, you better not plateau or gain. I could definitely see that.
Well, it's a sense of accountability.
Hey, y'all hear that word? Accountability. Accountability. There you go, man. See, he got the right mindset. He I like what he's saying, man. Might have to try to follow up and see, check him out on social media and see how he's doing on his journey. But yeah, he's doing the right thing. I like what he's saying, man. I agree with a lot of things he's saying.
And it really helps me keep my shit going. Otherwise, I would have dropped out a long time ago, to be honest. And I don't do this is how to do a curl and things like that. I just do how I feel. I sort of have a self-deprecating outlook on myself and how I feel, and it's sort of like a military.
Damn, feel. I feel that. I feel. Feel.
Style thing, like you're trash, like you will never be good, just give up type thing to myself.
I think that's interesting that you say that because the content that I post is not just for people, it's mostly for me, and it's part of.
You post content for yourself. It's self-loathing, self-love. It's all about me. But you're posting it though. But then you try to say it's just for me. I don't know, man. To me, all of this stuff that the fat influencers say, man, it's just a bunch of cap, and it's just a bunch of lies. Stop with all these ugly lies, man. Start telling the harsh truth, man. Like, I don't believe a lot of the stuff that they say, man. It's just all caps, just all lies. I don't think this woman is happy at all. And she's not an ugly woman. You know what I'm saying? If she was, able to put in that effort to lose that weight, I'm sure she would, man, her life would change instantly. But is she willing to do it? Can she? She can do it, but is she willing to do it?
Of my own, it's like it's cathartic to see myself in like sweating, like trying to do a headstand and falling, or looking glam for an event and everything between. So being authentic and like showing up as I am, whether people like it or not. Or
Showing up as I am, whether people like it or not. See, that's funny that a fat person say that, because if she was in shape, right, she lost that weight, her whole mindset, her whole language would change. You know, her whole lexicon would be completely different. She would not be speaking like this. It wouldn't be showing up as I am. And it'd be her, man, she'd have a whole different type of glow about her. Like I said, she's not an ugly woman, but you're a slob. So, you know, we can't even see what you really look like, because you got all the slob covering up that face of yours, you know. You get rid of that slob, I'm sure it's a beautiful woman up under there. Got some pretty skin, but you know, you just said, man, you just got a lot of weight on you, man. A lot of weight, you know. I'm sure she's probably over 300 pounds.
or expecting it or not, is an exercise in self-love. It helps me accept myself. I was really shy as a kid, and also, you know, overweight or fat. I think the misconception is that I wasn't intelligent and that I was lazy. Like that's
Definitely lazy, but I would never. I don't think you can really say that a person is well, yeah, you could say that's not being intelligent, you know, being a slob, because your life is on the line, and you're not smart enough to, or you don't have the discipline. Yeah, you really can't say that they're not smart, though. No, that's not right. But you don't have the discipline, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, you can't equate fatness with unintelligent. But it is unintelligent to be fat, right? Because then, you know, because you'll be unhealthy. So yeah.
a lot of the bullying I got, right? Yeah, I don't think I dealt with it well. It wasn't until later in life where I started to kind of reject that narrative.
Weight loss programs are toxic.
Weight loss programs are toxic.
Fitness promoters are promoting these weight loss programs
What?
or these diets that aren't working for everyone. And it's kind of sad to see, because it's really affecting people and like the way they see fitness and health, and it's toxic.
I don't agree with that, man. What are you guys talking about? I'm not seeing that. Like, what are you talking about? Like, I wish they would have gave some examples, man. Like as my Obsidian would say, put it on the wood. What are we talking about? Who are we talking about? Give me an example. I'm just like, what? Workout programs are toxic. God damn.
I think, and the focus is always, or it seems to be like, just lose the weight, just lose the weight, just lose the weight, and then you'll be happy and everything will be okay and you'll feel good and you'll fit into that. But it's like, whoa, I can lose all that weight and I could still be miserable.
Okay, but do it though first though. Don't tell me what you could do before you got it done and say, oh, I could still be. No, do it first. Then come back to the conversation. See, they always like to do that. Oh, I could be skinny and I would still be, man. But you're fat though. You're a fat man saying that. You're in a fat shell of a body while you're saying this. Lose that damn weight first, then let us know how you feel and all this. So, man, come on.
Personally, in my journey, one of my biggest points is I do not use a scale, because goals to me are limitations. And when you hit that goal, you get comfortable, AKA complacent. You're like, oh, I'm going to lose 10 pounds and then I'm good. And so I don't focus on the weight. I focus on everything else. I focus on
How you feel.
getting out of bed, that routine of going to the gym, that routine of eating healthy, that normal feeling of like a caloric deficit and things like that.
That's a good way to do it too. I'm a fitness trainer too, and I tell my clients, I'm like, the scale really doesn't tell you much. You're gonna fluctuate.
The scale doesn't really tell you much and you're a fitness trainer? This is horrible advice that she's saying. Like, the scale tells you a lot. What are you talking about? The scale is the number that you weigh. The number that you weigh tells us if you're skinny, fat, obese, your fitness level. Man.
It's water weight. It's a lot to it. You gotta look at yourself in the mirror. You gotta see those physical changes.
I don't even think.
But you can't negate the scale, though. You do got to look in the mirror and you got to see, okay, is six pack coming in, is my arms getting defined? But you have to look at the scale, too. That's a part of it. That's a part of the equation. It's not the only part of the equation, but it's a part of the equation.
I think it's the physical changes, because I'm gonna be straight up. I probably had body dysmorphia for a little bit, and I would always like check myself in the mirror. You know, like after eating, I would check myself because I wanted to keep a six pack because the fitness industry told me that I needed a six pack. You hear
You do. Sorry about you. Excuse me, guys. You do. You cannot be a fitness influencer, a personal trainer, anybody that talks about healthy living without a six pack. That's like the standard. That's why I'm working so hard to get my body all the way together. That's the standard, man. How are you sitting up here calling yourself anything to do with fitness and you don't have a six pack? That's like the barrier. That's like the barrier to entry. You do, man.
fitness influencer, and like the first thing you think is like weight loss program, selling a course. And I purposely wore this shirt this morning just to see like if there would be any extra bias. One thing I noticed about fitness, being in this space for so long, is that just because you're into fitness doesn't mean you're into health.
Yeah, that's true.
I told everyone that
I agree with that. Just because you're into fitness doesn't mean you're into health. Because you got people that are dying, professional bodybuilders, because they're juicing and drugging and putting so many drugs into their body. All of these anabolic steroids and stuff, which is not healthy, and they're dying, man. They're killing themselves. So I definitely agree with that.
that I dealt with body dysmorphia, and I think in terms of dealing with it, it's just learning that my value is not completely tied to my appearance. There's so many other things that I can see value in myself now. I really do enjoy the autonomy I have over my own health and my own wellness.
I have suffered from eating disorders.
I didn't realize it until a couple years after, but I was tracking like every food. I did track calories, macros. Man, I had my scale and I would bring it like to the college's dining hall. I would like weigh everything.
That's what you should be doing. If you're serious and you're trying to be intentional about weight loss, you should be tracking macros, you should be tracking calories, you should be weighing your food, you should be walking around with a food scale. Yes, you should be doing that. Now you may not need to do that forever, but I would say that in the beginning, you need to be doing that because you could be overeating. You could be not tracking and attributing, the food that you're taking in, and you could be off on your calculations. So you're going to need to track it for a certain amount of time so that you can get a feel, get an idea of what you're doing and what you're not doing right. So I think that for a certain amount of time until you get it, you start seeing results, you do need to be doing that. I don't like how you try to set that up like, I was doing this, I was doing that. I already know where he's going with this.
And it would get to the point where I would either eat before going out, like if I knew my friends were going to go out to eat, I would eat at home so I could measure all the food out, put it into MyFitnessPal, and then go out and not eat with them. Or I would probably just not go out at all.
Food and fitness really took over my life for a few years. I was super, super obsessed with just, getting that goal weight or looking good and everything like that. And I found myself just super depressed. And I, didn't eat the foods I wanted to eat. And I over-exercised and I wasn't myself. It was just a horrible point in my life and I had to go see a doctor. I had to get that help. Mentally, I wasn't there. So these things are real. Like, this stuff happens and people don't reach out enough.
The last time I had really restricted my eating, I needed to lose like almost 30 pounds in like 11 days. And I did that. And I stepped on the wrestling mat and I had absolutely no strength. I had no energy, no strength. I got whooped. I got tossed.
To me though, man, like, you comparing like a sport that you were doing and trying to bring it to the conversation, well, that's some extreme circumstance again. You're trying to use an extreme circumstance to bring to an everyday life conversation. That those two things don't really go with each other. You're wrestling, dude. You're in a competitive sport. Nobody told you to do that. You were competing and you had to do this for a competition. But that's not normal everyday lives. I don't like how they try to use extreme circumstances and bring that extremity to the conversation to try to apply it to an everyday person's life, like, oh, you shouldn't do this and do that, you're convoluting things, man. Every point that the fat influencers tried to make was either extreme, and they tried to bring it to the norm. They try to bring an extreme circumstance to a normal conversation, to an everyday life. So none of their points were really valid in my eyes. And he's doing it right here again.
Up and down the mat. And then after that, I told myself that I would never do it again. But of course, out of bad habits, I just picked up another bad habit and then began to enjoy binge eating.
Of course.
And then it was like, okay, well, now I'm not restricting anything, and now
course.
Everything goes.
Right.
And how are you now?
Now I'm much better. Therapy, medication, everyday practicing, doing the right kinds of things. I'm much better now.
I mean, what are you talking about, though, sir? We can look and see that physically you're not doing anything. What do you think? So, tell us, what are the better things that you're doing? Give us an example. Are you eating right? Are you exercising? Therapy and medication. What medication? What are you talking about? See, if you were healthy, you wouldn't need medication. You're talking about like diabetes medication, cholesterol lowering medication, blood pressure medication, all things that are attributed to being a slob. You can't make this shit up.
I suffered from an eating disorder. I had childhood trauma, and it took me until my adulthood to realize I was pacifying with food, and that's something that was taught to me. And then on the other end of that, with extreme dieting, like I did the HCG protocol, where you eat 500 calories a day and give yourself an injection for months on end. And so I have done the full spectrum.
The 500 calorie diet, was that something with like a medical professional that they recommended?
Yeah.
Yeah? See, again, the fat influencers have just been capping this whole entire time. I don't believe for 1 second that a medical professional will recommend that. That's why you just see on the screen that the FDA deemed that to be dangerous. So you mean to tell me that the Food and Drug Administration deemed that to be dangerous, but a medical professional recommended that you do that? And look at her face. She just looked like she's lying. Look at her. This is insane, man.
It was traumatic. It drove me into.
So you have a malpractice. So you have a malpractice suit now. You can sue that doctor. You just said a medical professional recommended that you do something that has been deemed dangerous by the FDA. That's what you just said. And now you have a malpractice lawsuit. You should be getting paid.
A spiral. Like, I can relate to what you're saying about like bringing your scale and eating before you went out with your friends, because that was me. It's really, it's taken so much time for me to get to a point to even know what I like to eat. And it took me until like...
What? Hey, she looks like she likes to eat everything. What do you mean what you like to eat? What don't you like to eat? Is probably be a better question. What don't you like to eat? It had to take you some time for you to know what you like to eat. Man, this is hilarious. He's fat.
25, 30 to even realize, okay, I don't actually like eating that. I actually don't like this. I like this. And it's been really healing to like reclaim my relationship with food and to say like, okay, this is what I like and this is what makes me feel really good.
That's the whole problem. It's all about what you like and what makes you feel good. That's what it's all about with the fat people. They go through life using food to make them feel good, right? It's all about a feeling. It's all about how I feel. What makes me feel good? So you guys are addicted to feeling good. You have an addiction for the feel. You have an addiction for the feel. You should be going through life. Let me take these off because we're done with this video, man. I don't want to hear their final thoughts. I've heard enough. This is insane, man. Y'all keep coming over here, man. Keep coming over here. Anti-slob, accountability, right? Self-improvement, anti-sloppy, lazy, obese, bad behavior. I am going to help you get to the next level. I am endeavoring to get to the next level. I'm walking the walk. As soon as I get done with this video, shutting everything down, I'm heading to the gym. About to get in at least about 2.5 hours of some good hard lifting heavy, high reps. And then I'm gonna do some I'm gonna follow that up with some cardio when I get done. Once I deplete the glycogen in my muscles, I'm gonna go do some cardio to burn even more, right? Then I'm gonna go to work about 10 to 12 hours standing up. Physical activity, embrace the pain. Y'all heard what everything that was said, man. Y'all heard what the fat influencer said. Y'all heard what the fitness influencer said. I didn't even agree with a lot of stuff they were saying. They were kind of pandering and saying a bunch of circular stuff because I don't know what they were trying to do. The only person that I really agreed with what they were saying was the white guy that was fat that's on his weight loss journey. Them other two fitness influencers really were just saying a bunch of BS, man. Bunch of garbage, man. I wouldn't hire either one of them to do anything to do with fitness. Y'all come on over here. We're gonna get there. We're gonna get there. Y'all get in the comment section. Y'all let me know who y'all align with more, who y'all agree with. And just y'all let me know y'all thoughts about this video. Again, fair use. Don't hit me with no copyright strike, Jubilee. But yeah, man, y'all hit that like button. Share these videos. We got 94 subscribers over here, man. I appreciate all 94 of you guys. I love you guys. Let me know what y'all think. I appreciate y'all for everything that y'all do. Over with, we out, man. Peace. Anti-slob.
Anti-slob, anti-lazy, trying to be the best me that I can be. It's up to me. I'm taking all accountability. I just gotta keep going hard to get the win. Again and again. No pain, no gain. This ain't just a diet plan. This a whole life change. This a whole life choice. Listen to my voice. You can tell I ain't playing. I'm trying to be the best I can be. That's my goal. So I'm gonna go. Yeah, go. Anti-slob. Anti-slob.